In this video, I'll be showing you how to complete the end of chapter exercise for Chapter 8. To get started, we're going to make it easy on ourselves. We're going to copy all of the files that we created in the previous chapter, Chapter 7. So I've just opened up the Chapter 7 folder here in my folder list, and I'm going to click on the first HTML file, the aboutus.html file, and then I'm going to hold down the Shift key on my keyboard and click on the last file. So that's a shift select. I'm selecting all of the files, and then I'm going to right click on those selected files and choose copy. Now that they're copied up to the clipboard, I can move my mouse over the Chapter 8 folder, right click on the Chapter 8 folder, and choose paste. So now we have an exact copy of all the files that we created there in the Chapter 7 folder copied over to our Chapter 8 folder. So to start out, we're going to work on the default document. I'll double click and open that one up. Again, this is just a copy of the document we had created in Chapter 7. So we have all of our textual nav items here in the nav section of our page. And for this assignment, what we're going to do is we're going to use a behavior called the swap image behavior. So we're going to replace all of these textual items with images. And then I'll show you how to add the behavior to the image to create the rollover effect. Now, Chapter 8 is all about behaviors, and I'm highly recommending to you that you go through all of Chapter 8 and you follow the step-by-step instructions in your textbook to learn how to use all of these different behaviors that come with the Expression Web program. You'd really be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't do that, at least if you're serious about being a web developer. For this assignment, though, we're just going to use the swap image behavior. So to get started, I'm going to select the previous navigational elements here and just press the delete key on my keyboard. Then I'm going to open up the image folder, images here in Chapter 8, and I'm going to grab this file here that says navhome1.png. There's two files here, GIF and PNG. The GIF images aren't quite as sharp, nice looking as the PNGs, so I'm going to use the PNG file. I'm going to click and just hold on that file and drag it over here into my nav area. And then I'll type in home as the alternate text. So that's our first image, and we're just going to have an image now for each one of our navigational items. So I'm going to press the enter key, go back over to the images folder. This time I'm looking for aboutus1.png. Notice there's a 1 and a 2 version in the PNG format for all of these, and that's because we're going to create this rollover effect. So we start with the number 1 image, and then by using the swap image behavior, we'll swap to the number 2 image. Alright, so let's drag nav aboutus1.png over here underneath of home. We'll type in about us as the alternate text. Press the enter key to move our cursor down. Now we're going for the solutions 1.png file. So I'll grab that, drag it under about us. Type in solutions as the alternate text. Again, press the enter key to move the cursor down a line. And now we'll grab the nav support1 PNG, drag that under solutions here. Type in support as our alternate text. And then finally we'll grab the contact us 1 PNG, nav contact us 1 PNG. And I forgot to press enter, did I? Let me put that back for a second. Come back over into my document area here. Click to the right of my image and then press enter. Okay. Now I can drag contact us 1 PNG underneath of support and type in contact us as the alternate text. Okay, so now we have the first image for our navigation system and for each one of our different pages that we have, the home page, about us, solution, support, and contact us. We need to make them hyperlinks, so I'm going to do that for each one now. I'm going to click on the home image and then right click on it, and then down at the bottom of the context menu choose hyperlink, and then I'll just type in default.htm as, oops, not N, but M as the page that link will lead to. And you'll notice that it moves over right away. You might remember that the style sheet that we copied from Chapter 7, creates a padding on the left here whenever we have a hyperlink in the nav section. So that applies here as well. I'll click on About Us, the image About Us, right click, again choose hyperlink, this time type in about no space us.htm, click OK, and so I'm just going to do this for each one of our images now. I've got solutions selected, I right click on it, now we're doing hyperlink. I'm going to put in solutions.htm as the file that links to. Right click on support, choose hyperlink, type in support.htm, click OK, and then right click on contact us, choose hyperlink, and type in contact without a space us. Oops, I've got contact, there we go, without a space, US HTM, click OK or press enter there. Okay, so we've got them all set up as hyperlinks. We've got the first image here for each of our different pages. And so the next thing is to show you then how to apply the behavior effect. So we apply it to each individual element, each individual tag. So I'm going to click on the first image here, the home image. And then you most likely don't have the behaviors task pane open. I actually have opened it previously, so it's over here with my styles task panes. But let me just close it up here just so you can see how to get that open. Just go up to your menu bar, click on the panels menu, and a little ways down you see underneath the manage styles is behaviors. So just click on behaviors, that opens up the behaviors task pane in the same location as the styles task panes. So again, I've got the home image selected. I want to apply an image or a behavior to it. So in the behaviors task pane, I click on this insert drop down, and then I look for the behavior that I want to apply. In this case, the swap image behavior. So I click on swap image, I get this dialog box that's asking me to identify the image that I want to swap for the original image. So I'm going to click on my browse button. I'm going to navigate to my Chapter 8 images folder, and now I'm looking for the 2 version of home.png. So here it is here, nav_home2.png. It's easy to recognize because it's blue. So I'll select that file and click OK. Now that creates the rollover image, which means that when we go to test this out in the browser, in fact, let me show you this. We'll go ahead and click OK. Let me save my page and then press F12 to open this up in my browser. And what you'll see is in my browser, when I roll over home, it does indeed turn blue, but you'll notice when I move the mouse away, it doesn't return back to red, and that's really what we want for the rollover effect. So let me close the browser window. So we're going to go back and we're going to modify now this behavior that we recently applied to the home image. I just simply double click here on the action. And the step that we didn't do is this checkbox at the bottom left-hand corner of the swap images behavior dialog box. We have a checkbox that says restore on mouse out event. In other words, go back to the previous image, the original image, when the mouse moves out from the image. So we'll put a check in there, click OK. Let's save this again, press function key 12. Now you'll notice when I roll my mouse over and then out again, it returns back to the first image. So that's the effect that we're looking for. So all I have to do now is just repeat that process for each of these images. We select one at a time and we come over to the behaviors task pane. We click on insert. We choose swap image. Again, we're going to identify what the secondary, the rollover image is. So we click on the browse button. We're already in our Chapter 8 images folder. So now I'm looking for About Us 2. Again, it's a blue one, .png. So I highlight that and click OK. And then again, I want to make sure I put a check now in this box, Restore on Mouse Out Event, and click OK. So again, just repeating this for each image. I'm moving down to Solutions, clicking on it, coming over to the Behaviors task pane, clicking on Insert, choosing Swap Image, click on the Browse button, and this time we're looking for Solutions support2.png. So I'll just double click. That's a kind of a shortcut to get back to where we were here. Put a check in the box for restore on mouse event. Click OK. Then select support. Click on insert in the behaviors task pane. Click on swap image. Click browse. This time we're looking for support2.png. This one here. I'll double click. Put a check in restore on mouse out event. Click OK. And then do my last one, contact us. Again, we're going to insert the swap image behavior. Find the file, which is contact us to PNG. And then click OK. Oh, I forgot to put the check in the box, didn't I? Let me come back and double click here. Put the check on the box, in the box, click OK. Let's save our work. Press function key 12 so we can preview the page. And you can see now as I roll over each one of these images, it turns to blue, and then as I move my mouse out from that image, it turns back to the original red image, the first version, the number 1 image. And so that's pretty much how simple this particular assignment is. Using JavaScript behind the scenes, let me click on the code view here and let me show you kind of what's going on behind the scenes. Two things. If you read the PowerPoint lecture that I have for you, you know that the Expression Web program is creating the JavaScript functions up here in the head section of our document, and then down below for each one of our elements, the anchor elements, because remember we made each image an anchor, it adds the events that call the function. So here's the mouse out event, and this is the function it's calling, fp swap image restore. So if you look up here, we have right here that function, fp swap image restore. So that's the restore function. And then here's on mouse over, we have the swap image function or behavior. In JavaScript terminology, they're called functions. So here's the actual function up here in the header section. So that's pretty much the way behaviors work, is that the events get added to each element that we want the behavior to affect, and then the events identify which function, which code should be processed when that particular event occurs for a particular element or tag that we've assigned it to. So that's pretty simple stuff. Do that for each of your pages, and of course check to make sure that it all works, that all the links go to each and every individual page. Publish your document and then send me the URL so I can give you credit for it.